Next example of isometric projection we are going to study. So this is the question. In earlier session we have discussed that in case of somewhat complicated complex objects only, in such cases only, whenever there will be somewhat complexity, no more simplicity. In that case, all the three orthographic views, that is front view, top view, either LHS view or RHS view will be printed as a question. Okay. Problem when it is somewhat complicated, somewhat difficult to understand. In that case, only side view will be given. Otherwise, or else only two views, either front view, top view pair or front view, side view pair is enough. Okay. Now in this case, to some extent, this problem is somewhat difficult to digest. That's why this view is also required to be given. Now, as usual, origin is here. We should start accordingly. Same means with the visible outlines, oral maximum, length, width and height. With those parameters, we have to construct first of all the box. Now see how much is the overall maximum length of the object. It is given here. Front view, top hand side, left hand side. This is naturally vertical plane and horizontal plane is given here. Naturally, it is profile plane. Okay. In front view, length by height is there. Overall maximum length, it is given 90. I have written 90. Height L by H 20. What about width? Overall maximum width is 50. That also I have mentioned it. Width is 50. So with these parameters, only we have to construct three-dimensional empty box. Okay. With these LWH. Now just see where is the origin located. Origin is located at the left extreme lower corner of the front view. So naturally, on the right side of the front view, from the O, length is there. So whenever we will construct horizontal line here, and whenever we get vertical line here, now O will be here. Naturally, O will be here. Here is O. Now, as you will get left 30, right 30 lines with the help of protractor. Geometrically, the same 30 degrees right and left angular lines I will construct here. Right 30 degree line and left 30 degree. 30 degrees towards right, 30 degrees towards left. So this is the basic infrastructure required for constructing isometric projections. Which are those? Vertical line, left 30 line and right 30 line. Okay. Now we can proceed with these three lines. Now we have to use LWH from here. Now just now we have discussed that on the right side of this O, length is given here. So naturally O is here. So right 30 line should carry length. Naturally height will be vertically shown, and on the left 30 line its width we have to locate it. So height is 20 mm. Height is 20 mm. So that short line of 20 mm I will construct here. 20 mm is its height. Is its width. This LWH, we have to finish its 3D box. Now you can retain or you can erase these lines. These are not essential. So you can mention, you can retain both. Now what I have to do? With the use of your friend, that is roll and draw. That instrument is precisely you have to use now. Make it to roll by holding, by coinciding the edge of the roll and draw. Roll and draw with this line, get parallel right 30 lines. With this edge, get parallel left 30 lines, right 30 lines, left 30 lines and vertical lines. Okay. So first of all, I will construct vertical lines. So what I have to do, I am not having roll and draw. So what I will do, geometrically I will finish my Precisely, you use scale and other instruments, roll and draw, and get the box. Initially, one has to finish, one has to get, one has to reach the first step or first destination, that is constructing the empty box with the given length, width and height from the two-dimensional figure that we have noted down initially here. With those parameters, one has to finish the desired three-dimensional empty box. Okay, so this is the empty box. Internal things I haven't shown yet. So initially, all have to construct up to this. This is the first step. Okay. Don't make anything bright red. Continuous thick line effect should not be given at all. As because we have to give lot many cut effects here. Now just after completion of this empty box, what we have to do? The observer has to observe all the three views very carefully. Accordingly, the same effect we have to give here. The things which are retained here, that we have to retain there. The things which are removed by cutting, that effect also we have to give there. Okay, it is also equally important. So now, what do you have to do? Don't make anything here. Leave it as it is. Now, come over here. We'll start observing right from front view to top view and side. Just see front view. What is shown? Length by height. Initially, this rectangle is visible, but this part is here. I think it is clear to all of you. That is, from this wall, from this frame, whatever it may be, from this rectangle, this much part carrying 10 mm height, thickness. That dimension I will show you. This length of this slot, is 40 mm, and it is carrying a depth of 10 mm. This part from both the walls, just observe, get projected this slot in top here. See here, when you will observe from top, after removing this cut, after removing this part, when you will observe from top, what will happen? 1, 2, 3 and 4 corners will be created, and those corners, these are getting coincided in top view where those are located 1, 2, 1, 2. Just below this, another 4 corners are created there. So this much part has been removed from both the walls, and that's why this effect is here, clear. Okay, so what about these dotted lines? See here, this is all about visible things. So dotted lines are invisible things, hidden corners, hidden slots, hidden holes, whatever may be, which thing is not visible at a glance to the observer, or which is hidden simply, it should be shown by using dash line thick line. Commonly we are calling it as dotted line. Okay, so those dotted lines or dash line thick lines, or those are interpreting. Just see here, dotted lines are here. Get it projected in top. Centrally, this part is shown here. Rectangular part. First of all, initially just get concentrated over this rectangle. What does it mean? See here, dotted lines are through. Means what? Again, rectangular hole is cut initially in that box, in that empty box. We have to cut centrally rectangular hole. After that, all over the remaining part, that is frame, these slots are to be shown by cutting. In this frame, here one slot will be there, and on that side another one slot will be there of this shape. Okay, yes. Now what about this? See here, hole, it's clear. These two things, 1, 2 and middle is clear. What about this? There are 3 lines are emerged in top view. Same you just observe here. Dotted line, only single dotted line is visible in front view. Now it's not that much clear what exactly will be there. It is not that much clear. It is somewhat difficult to digest. That's why side view is shown. Again now project this dotted line here in side. Yes. where it is coming, this one is dotted, this one is dotted, this tip is shown. Similarly, now these lines when you will project, you will come over here. Yes, centrally it will be here. And here will be here. Means what? In these two walls, side walls, means what? Those walls will be here. This one and this one. Such kind of V notch, V-shaped notch will be cut. Here, such kind of rectangular part cut. It has been cut in these two walls. But in these two left and right walls, in top view, three lines are emerging. In front view, only single dotted line. Inside it is clear that it is a V notch. Okay. So one thing is clear that centrally first of all we have to cut a hole carrying 30 by 70 dimensions. So initially we will first of all cut that part out. So prior to that, as in case of earlier object, we have to mark the center lines on the top surface. Center lines on the top surface. So lengthwise and widthwise, one has to locate the center lines on the top surface. Okay. So here it will run in this way. Just have to check whether it is a center or not. No. Yes. Okay. So this is the center point. Now from this center point, what we are going to do? We are going to locate the central cut part, this 30 by 70 part. That much we have to remove from that plate, from that box. So 35 mm left, 35 mm right, 15 left, 15 right. So naturally 30 by 70, this much part we can locate here. So I will just initially mark those points here. Then we will remove it out. By scale only, precisely the same points you have to mark them, and by roll and drop, precisely get the parallel to left thread and parallel to right 30 lines here, so that the concentric parallelogram which is expected to be drawn on the top surface will be available for us. Okay, so faint parallelogram. This much part we have to remove. Just like earlier problem, in earlier problem only central part was cut, it was removed. So accordingly, just you have to mark by implementing the same trick which we had implemented in the earlier object. Okay, earlier solution. Same way, I have marked this parallelogram on this top surface of this empty box. Now this middle part will be removed after cutting. This is just marking. Now what I have to do? Just you have to remove this part centrally. Means what? Dotted lines were not showing at all. Those are not allowed to be shown. So first of all, what we will do? We will make entire thing fair here. After that we will see which thing should be retained, which thing should be erased out. Okay. First of all, what we will do? We will make fair all the corners, all the outline, all the outer contour of the object. I am going to make it fair, make it bold by continuous thick lines. Yes, you can use lead pencil of H grade. Tip thickness will be 0.5 mm. Or wooden pencil also you can use should be H. Don't use HB pencil at all. Similarly, inner, that is frame will be created after removing the central part. Simply, frame will be available to us. That I will make it. Yes. Okay. Again now it is reflecting. Just sketch it. Now we require, we are expecting its whole effect. So what you have to do? Corner which is visible to us after cutting or after removing that middle portion, visible corner one has to show. Corner which is visible to the observer, it is the only single corner. This corner is visible to us with the same depth of 20 mm. One has to construct that corner here and again show the through the tip of the lower tip of that vertical corner. One has to stretch the lines parallel to left 30, parallel to right 30, so that the exactly whole effect will be achieved as per the question. So this is the overall framing, we can say. Okay. Now these parts just not yet cut. Okay. Only initially we have reached up to this destination of creating a box and removing the central part. Up to this we have reached. Now these two slots and these two slots are yet to be cut through it. Okay. So is it clear up to this? Okay. Now henceforth we will proceed for showing this effect. Removing these two slots, 1 and 2, removing these two slots, 3 and 4. That is the ultimate aim. Okay. Now we will start with this wall and with this. Okay. So again what we have to do? Just locate the center on the top surface. It is again needed. I have erased it out. Now we have to retain, or once again you mark the center lines on the top surface. Here, take center lines. Take center lines. Here also. Just retain this much on the outer frame only. Okay. No need to project them down. No need. No need. Okay. So what I will do? Just get concentrated over the tips of these lines. Now such kind of slot, this much part after sewing, after using the hacksaw, padsaw, whatever it may be, cut this part from these two walls, 1 and 2. Where are those walls? 1 and 2. Okay, what is the dimension of that slot? 40 length, 10 is its depth. So what we have to do? I will start from here. 40 length. So this much is 20. So 20 left, 20 right. So this much is the length of the slot. And vertically 10 mm. Yes. Okay. Depth should be 10 mm. Depth should be 10 mm. So just you have to connect it. Okay. Okay. Now parallel to left 30. Through these dots, what you have to do? Just see, by using roll and draw. Parallel to left 30, you have to get the lines. You have to stage the lines. You have to stage the lines only over this frame, only these walls. Similarly, now the same distance I will locate on the right side also, here also. Simultaneously on both the walls, the same distance you have to locate, so that it will be much easier for the constructor to construct the sketch. So initially we have marked Similarly, on this surface also, you have to mark the vertical lines and depth of 10 mm, that also you have to mark. So, half of this wall lengthwise we are going to cut this much part by sawing. We are removing out from the wall. Now just I am going to rub it out this much part. Then only we can get the effect of this one. See here what I am going to do. I have to erase these lines. See here. Carefully you have to observe what I am doing here. These two lines I have removed, made clear entire thing here. Now this wall, first of all, I will finish. The same effect I will give here. Initially, I will show you here how the slot effect will be ready for us. Okay. Yes. Get it down. Connect it by thick line. This also you have to connect it by thick line. This straight line vertically. 10 mm, same depth you have to maintain, you have to retain. Okay, 10 mm depth. Now just you have to connect it again here. And ultimately, see here. Yes, parallel to right 30. Yes. Similarly, now just see this slot is, we have shown 3-dimensionally, it will give us such kind of effect. Now same effect we have to give here, means this much part marked here, we have to remove by cutting it out. Now after cutting, what will happen again? These visible lines will totally descend. This much part, after sewing, as a scrap we are just throwing it out. So naturally, this much will be retained with us, and whatever will be retained, that will be with us, and that much part only we should show by dark line, bold line, or continuous thick line. That will be 10. Again, this corner again parallel to right 30 line you have to straight, so that yes, in that one also we have shown that cutting. Now ultimately these two we have shown. This part has been removed from this wall, these two walls that I have shown. Now left over part is this V notch that we have to mark on these two walls. Through this and through this also, that V notch shaped part of that wall is to be removed. Now how much is the dimension? Same trick we have to implement. Same thing we have to do here. See here. Total it is 20. Okay. Depth is 10. Depth is 10. And this is 20. Here also I have shown 20. Initially, one has to mark it. Now this is the center. Through this center, get one vertical projection line, construction line. Okay. And through this point, mark 10 mm left and 10 mm right. 10 left and 10 right. We can mark that distance by compass or by scale. No problem. Okay. Yes. Depth is also 10. That vertically also 10. Now that V notch, I will draw that. I will make here. Yes. I have marked on this left extreme surface. Now, just you have to mark on this wall the same thing. Straight the lines. What does it mean? I am marking this now by saw only this part, this part, this part, this wall by V notch. In this way we have to cut, and we have to remove this much part, so that only this much will be retained with us and remaining part will be removed as a V naught. Yes. Now still some more lines I have to stretch it. Now just see here. This wall is not clear yet. Parallel to this line, another one line should run in this way, parallel to this slant in this way. Okay. And parallel to this, those are getting coincided. So no need to show another one line here. Both are getting coincided. Single line will reflect the image of this surface on right side. On left side, such kind of surface is created. Similarly, same kind of effect you have to give here. Now I have drawn the center line. From this on this wall, on the inner side only, such kind of V slot will be visible. So naturally you have to stretch one vertical line here. Again the same trick, 10 mm depth you have to mark here. 10 mm left, 10 mm right. Again to those points again you have to locate. Okay. Yes, of that V naught. First of all I will connect. I will sketch that V naught. Okay. And parallel to right 30, I will get two more lines through this tip and through this tip. Again, this will be single line. Both are getting coincident. And this part again, same way, like this, we are throwing it out as a scrap after cutting by saw. So it will not be there at all after cutting. We will just throwing it out as a scrap, and this much will be retained with us parallel to this. This should run in this way. This corner should be parallel to left 30. It should be projected, extended in this way. It should be extended, and ultimately this will be the final, full and final isometric projection solution if the question will be like this. To some extent, certain difficulty will be there, complexity will be there. In that case only all the three orthographic views will be printed as a question. Okay. So all the four slots, 1, 2, 3 and 4, in all the four respective walls we have cut it out, and accordingly the ultimately isometric view will be like this with the removed slots. Okay. No need to show dimensions here. Okay. And another one thing, dotted lines should not be shown, are not being shown. As a rule, you can just recall. Keep in mind, dotted lines should not be emerging in such kind of 3D figure. Only visible outline, visible things should be shown by the constructor. Okay. So this is the final solution.